Mike, it's time to go on, buddy.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I have never set up this show faster than I just did, man. Oh my gosh. I was on a call. It was slated for a half hour, and it was one of those that we need more time. So then it like
Well, you know how much I hate those people that just keep talking forever.
Yeah, I know you hate me. It's all right. Here's the thing though, like it was a great call and I needed to have it. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be on air in 3 minutes. My co-host is freaking out because I haven't sent him the link yet.
I don't know if I was freaking out.
I'm a bad man, Mike, but I got this thing set up in StreamYard live and on air in time. So with all that being said, we did pretty good. Welcome everybody to Speed
It's
Networking.
your show. You can do what you want.
With Mike and Ira, it's our show. It's technically it's Speed Networking with Mike and Ira. So I don't know if that.
Well, I guess it's 50-50, right?
It's 50-50.
How you doing today? Busy, huh?
Busy but good. I was out of my chair for 3 days in San Diego, so I've been busy. But we'll talk about that in a second. But for those of you who have not seen the show before, I'm going to put this back up real quick just so people know. And we got people saying hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Tell us in the comments where you're from. We're going to explain what the show is. I'm going to put up the graphic real quick just so people can see it. What we do here is, here it is. Yay. Wait, I got to put it. It's in the wrong spot. Here it is. There we go. All right. So what we do here, we do it live. We're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Mondays we're here and Thursdays we're on your channel. So we alternate. We're here twice a week. But what we do is we bring people up on stage and we allow people an opportunity to introduce themselves. And if they want, they can stick around. They can hang out. They can have a conversation with us. Now, we're not interviewing just them. So sometimes we have to tell people like, hey, we got to move on, right? Because they want to get on their soapbox and talk for 10 minutes about something that we don't care about.
A few people even try to put us in our corner.
We don't have time for that. So if somebody starts to ramble on from now on, I'm actually going to start muting people. I know it is what it is. Yeah, it's the big cane yank. But the goal here is not, we're trying to help people who are trying to be seen.
I hope we didn't add a bunch of pressure.
No, we're not trying to do that. We're trying to take the pressure off, but we're trying to help people build their network. Right? I mean,
the way I look at it, if people can be goofier than the two of us, I mean, they'd have a hell of a challenge to do so. So, I mean, really, nobody.
That's a lot of fun. If you could do that, that's a lot of fun.
Hey, I would enjoy it.
Yeah. But anyways, so Mike, today, because I'm running the buttons, you're going to be mostly in the comments. Okay. So just for everybody's it's not as easy as we make. Well, some of it.
It's definitely not that easy.
But it can be a little challenging at times to do this. But we try to, keep people engaged. But you're all welcome to join. But typically what we're going to do, and we're going to start doing this more and more. Before we bring people up as guests, Mike and I are going to kind of chit-chat about some things that we got going on because we're busy. Mike's got a website. I've got a website. We've got social media channels. We're doing things. So, Mike, tell me, I haven't talked to you in 3 days, man. What's the last 3 days been like for you?
I had a wonderful chat with 6 wonderful entrepreneurs on Friday night. I believe that you were off doing a networking event in San Diego.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch. So how did that go? What was that?
Well, it looked like we both had a lot of fun. I mean, that event, which is available on YouTube, and I'll probably drop it down in the comments.
If you got that link handy, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll grab it here in a second. But yeah, no, that event was fantastic. But whenever I do stuff like that, it kind of drains me for a while. And then, as well as I do, that I like to think creatively, and sometimes I need to unplug to do so. So it's 100%.
That's kind
of what I was doing.
Did you come up with any? Because I did. Oh, we got Ed. Ed's already on in the green room. Hi, Ed. I can see you. So.
My apologies. I threw it out there earlier.
No, go ahead. That's okay. I'm gonna wait to bring him up, but I just wanted him to know when you're in the green room, you won't see us, but I can see you. Just so you know. So don't pick your nose, Ed, because then I would see it. That would be kind of funny. Yeah, he's still scratching his nose. He's so funny. He's in Las Vegas. This guy. When I come up to Vegas next, I'm gonna book some time with Ed. We're gonna trade. I'm gonna do photos of him, and he's gonna help the fat man work out. It's gonna be great. So
your buddy Dan Roth is saying hi. He was a recruiter for Amazon or something. I see him every once in a while
Yeah.
on Clubhouse.
Hi, Dan. Nice to see you. Um,
The pressure's on now, buddy.
okay, so we kind of got off topic, but I want to go back to it because I
Sorry.
had one. Did you have any like big aha revelations in your, because you unplugged a little bit and so did I.
I did, but I don't want to share anything just yet
Not yet.
because
Okay.
it's kind of like on the fence which way I want to go with some. I'm always working on cool stuff with the website, right? Like I really think that
100%.
with
Yeah.
with what Jacob's doing, like Jacob did a few things feature wise that I wasn't even with Warren Research.
Warren Research.
Yeah, with Warren Research.
I gave him a lead today, by the way.
Good for you.
Somebody said to me in a private message, they go like, "Hey, I'm looking for a good IT company," and I said, "Well, what are you looking for?" And they said, "Well, I'm looking for somebody who's very responsive." And I said, "Well, I don't know anybody like that, but the best one I know."
Good IT and responsive aren't always the case.
They do not go hand in hand. That is 100% true. You're waiting for good IT help. But I told him, I said, now this guy is really, really good, but you don't always get like prompt response. So as long as you're okay with that. And
the problem with being really, really good is you're usually in really, really high demand.
You're really busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, 100%. And like everyone's like wondering, when are you going to get these features done on Search Professionals Network? When is it going to be the next Facebook or whatever? And like I'm relying on my developers, and I'm not paying the guys a king's fortune, so I'm happy with the progress. It's getting a little bit better every day.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
well, let me share real quick. I had two thoughts that I think that could be very helpful, and I made a post about this on Facebook. I should have probably done it on LinkedIn too, but maybe I'll do it later. So the idea is this: especially when you're like me, and you've been doing something for so long. I was in the print business, you know that. I mean, that's what I was doing when we met, right? You know all this already.
Yeah, long time.
But then I switched and I launched Bowman Digital Media, and I'm doing the SEO stuff and then the social media stuff, and anyways, I'm not even in the print industry at all anymore. It's hard sometimes for your friends who have been your friends for the long time, who've known you for a long time, or your family, and that's what I was struggling with personally, was how my family sees me and maybe what they think about me and some of those preconceived things, but they're not really preconceived. What it is, it's a lot of history.
Well, is everybody on board with you now, or?
Well, so yes and no, right? Like, I mean, people know what I do now, finally.
They don't understand it, I bet.
They don't understand it, and certainly, I mean, let me just put it as gingerly as I can. You can get dismissed rather easily. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
I haven't noticed.
Well, you talk about it all the time with win-win and follow the golden rule, and don't allow people to minimize you and disrespect you, and so it's.
I think people are surprised all the time by how serious I am about that.
You're very serious about it, and I appreciate that. And you and I even have had issues over that because again, trying to be funny, sometimes it's not funny, but it's but it is what it is, right? So, but this is the thing: when you meet new people, they don't have all that baggage. They don't know you from the other stuff. They don't have to change their perception of you from what they used to know about you to be true. And it could be even true, and I put this in the post on Facebook. It could be like you overcame a bad habit, or you learned a new skill, or again, you switch industries or whatever. But the longer that you have known somebody, right, and the more a part of your life they are, I think the harder it is for them to change their perspective of you. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. And honestly, if we think about it, we probably have the same issue going the other way. We know somebody as a flake, or somebody who shows up late, or somebody who eats nothing but junk, and then they change their diet or they start working out. Like, we're going to have Ed on in just a second. He's going to talk about some of that stuff, I'm sure. But, it's hard to form new habits, but it's also hard for people to see you in a new light, or for you to see others again. It goes both ways. So that was one of the things I was chewing on this weekend when I was unplugged. The other thing, and this kind of goes to it, but it doesn't. But it actually, I think it's what started it for me. I have a lot of things in my own mind that I had an employee mindset. You know what I mean? And now I'm a business owner. I've been a business owner for a couple of years. And now I need to adopt the business owner's mindset completely. And part of that for me
You know, you hold on one second. I don't mean to interrupt you, right? But like you're totally opening up a whole conversation that you and I could talk about for hours here.
Yeah.
Because like mindset and how quick you can change things and how long it takes to actually learn things. Like you're a totally different person, right? Every 7 years, like
Right.
from head to
100%.
toe, right?
100%.
So you just switched from employee mindset. And sorry to cut you off, but like it was driving me nuts, right? You're 2 or 3 years into it, so you got another 4 years or so before you really are that business owner 100%.
Only, right.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's going to take
Well,
you a while to shirk the rest of that.
No, 100%. And it's funny because that's exactly where I was going with this anyways.
Sorry.
It's like, okay, so but no, this is good. This is good. It helps validate, plus it helps other people to hear a different voice. But here's the thing. My clothes, I'm going to change my wardrobe. Now, I'm still going to wear my logo, right? But what I mean is like I'm in my wardrobe and I have a walk-in closet. Everybody has a different setup, but in my wardrobe, I have I'm embarrassed to admit this a little bit, but I have hundreds of things in my closet. Okay, like hundreds of things, not just 100. I have like maybe even 1,000 pieces of clothes. I have some of those clothes I haven't worn.
How many shoes you got?
Shoes I don't have as much as I used to because I did this with my shoes about 2 years ago when we moved. But I probably have about 30 pairs of shoes. But there's sneakers and there's dress shoes and there's flip flops and I mean, all told, I think I have 30. I still have rugby cleats, guys. I can tell you the last time I played rugby. I need to get rid of those. I'm never going to wear them again, right? I'm not in rugby shape. Anyways, but my clothes, I have suits, I have jeans, I have khakis, I have polos, t-shirts, dress shirts, suits. I have things I know personally I will never ever wear again, but they're in there. But what I need to do,
Purge?
I need to purge a little bit, but also one of the people I met with in San Diego, who I've known for a while, and I've met with him before, but I really respect him. And it dawned on me. I was taking pictures. I do photography work. So I'm taking pictures of people there at this meeting. And this meeting is filled basically with, people that make high 6 figures, 7 figures. Some of them are 8-figure earners. Some of them have net worth of 9 figures. There's a lot of really, I hate to say important people, everybody's important, but they're business owners.
Yeah.
And I just looked around the room and I kind of look like a dang slob. I'm not, I mean, it is what it is. I was wearing, my clothes were clean. They were pressed. That, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say that I wasn't dressed, but
I got a little news for you, right? I've always been the slob. I've always been a little bit uncouth, right? And the dirtier I look compared to everybody else, and the more I, look wrong for the wrong reasons, right? The louder I'm gonna be.
Yeah, well, but you and I have different personalities and different approaches.
I know.
So I'm going to be changing my wardrobe, and I don't know.
I don't blame you. I
probably
should change mine too. I think I've worn this hoodie like 4 shows in a row now, but it's cold, and I just don't feel like that's my fault.
Yeah, we got to get you. We got to get you to California, San Diego, bro. It was so nice.
And man, I was jealous when I was seeing those pictures. I really
James, how are you doing, buddy? He's cold right now too. He's in Michigan. He does HVAC work in Michigan.
Well, he's doing all right then.
Are you an introvert, Mike? I am an introvert, believe it or not.
I am actually.
I'm what they call a social introvert, though.
Everyone thinks that I'm very outgoing and I talk a lot, so I'm, but it's draining. You know what I mean? Like,
this is a show, guys. I mean, I have to tell everybody that this is a show, which the stick is a little bit different than when you're working with me. And I'm going to put up a picture later. Somebody asked me, I can't remember who it was now. Somebody asked me to send them a picture of my monitor setup because I have 4 monitors. And I'm like, okay, but I don't remember who that was. So Lisa is in Minnesota. It's even colder there.
Yeah, it's too cold.
Do you, as a person who lives in Chicago, look at people in Minnesota and go, at least I don't live there?
No, it just sucks either way.
I will tell you that I look at people in Phoenix and I go, at least it's not as hot as it is in Phoenix. That's what I do.
Shirley's telling me I got some swag. I like this lady.
She does. And you do. You absolutely do. But anyway, so remember, I think we've talked about this on the show before. I know we're going to let Ed up. And if you guys want to join, Mike's going to put the link out in the comments. Sure. Guys, feel free to jump in now because the rest of the show is not going to be about Mike and Ira. I pretty much said what I wanted to say on the show now. But
well, I'm glad you got your piece out. Don't
yeah, I
feel
needed to do
overwhelmed.
that. It's a little bit therapeutic for me, but
Oh, I totally get it.
and
Sometimes
I'm
like
trying to shift gears. Like you guys know, and I'm going to be making the podcast circuit because I have some things that I want to talk about, including this new thing that I'm going to be doing called Blue University. In Blue University, I'm going to be running the social media and the marketing for this new. Think of it like trade school for entrepreneurs, because that's what it is. Instead of going to college for 4 years and getting the wrong education to be an entrepreneur and spending 200 grand or whatever you would spend, we're going to have this opportunity for you guys to join Blue
I tell you what,
University.
if somebody told me that when I was 18 or 19 years old, I can go to a school for a year to learn how to be an entrepreneur, or go to a 2-year school or 4-year school, I mean, you knew which one I was going to take,
Yeah,
obviously.
well, you're going to spend 25% of what you would spend on tuition for 1 year, basically. And you're going to get trained by 50 or so, like, not, again, don't get us on our soapbox here. Not people who say they're gurus. It's not self-proclaimed experts. I'm talking about like legitimate people who make millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars a year doing this and have been recognized by the world as being an expert. They don't call themselves experts, they're professionals, but other people would call them experts. People who do TED Talks, but maybe the TED Talk, not the TEDx talk. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got me sold. I'll buy a ticket.
Those types of people are going to be the ones you're going to have access to them because they're going to be your instructors over a 1 year period, and then you're going to
I
have.
don't know if I can do anything for a year, to be honest with you, but
Yeah,
I'm not in that position.
Well, it's okay. You're not necessarily the avatar. We're looking at the teeny boppers that want to go to college.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
Tell them that the world. Don't call them teeny boppers, yeah. But we're going to tell them the world that they're entering is different than the world that their grandparents and their parents grew up in, and so it takes a different mindset.
The advice that you used to get from generation to generation was always pretty good, right? But the generation from when I was a kid, if you're still getting that advice, oh man, let me tell you, you're gonna be in a world of hurt.
You guys know what happened to me. I think most of you do if you're following me here on my channel, right? I had a job. I was very secure, I thought, in my job. I got laid off the day I had made $100,000 presentation to the county of Riverside, and I thought, they're going to call me and congratulate me. Instead, they called me and laid me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no idea I was getting laid off that day. You don't have job security like you used to or you think you do unless you own your own business and that's why I'm an entrepreneur, right? Multiple streams of income. You're secure by having more pieces than you are by having one hole, because somebody rips that one hole away from you and you're out everything. And that's what happened to me. One day I had a job and I had security and I thought I was going to be working for them for the next 20 years. And the next day I was looking at my wife going, what are we going to do?
You weren't a slouch either, at this job. You know what I mean? Like, you really get it. Especially,
I was working pretty hard.
Yeah, and then when you got, luckily you were building your personal brand here before you got, let go, right?
Yeah.
But
you almost said it. I feel that way. It's fired, right? That's the cat. That's the elephant.
I didn't say. I said let go.
I know, but it was technically not fired. But I'm like, in reality, it's the same. What's the difference? I mean,
well, you know what though? What a good
it.
friend of mine. I sat here, I listened to you, what you had to say last time I said you got canned, and I took it to heart. So I applied it.
Yeah. No, I feel that way. Just so you guys know, it's going to be Blue without the E. So it's BLU University, not BLUE. Anyways, there you go. But yeah, Sabrina fits the demographic, although she's already been to college, but she's much more, and she already has the mindset. So the training for you, Sabrina, would be off the chains. Okay. I don't know who this is. My comments isn't working for some reason. Definitely interested in Blue. Not just because I like the color either. There you go. Who is that? Davita, come on up. Yeah. All right. So we got Ed. Ed, I'm bringing you up right now. All right. There's Ed.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Come on, Ed. How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Hey, Jason, come on up, bro.
Thank you for waiting for so long. Sorry, Ed.
Yeah, sorry. So we changed the format a little bit. Mike and I had talked about it, but in the beginning of the shows from now on, we're gonna do a little bit of that. Probably not quite that long, frankly, but we're gonna do some more of that. Just because
Ira had some stuff he wanted to make sure he got out. So
yeah, it's been a minute, and I am going to be doing some things differently. You guys will notice it on social media. I'm going to be doing some things a little bit differently, and so I just want people to kind of understand my heart in the changes, so that they don't feel like I'm going to be a little bit more corporate on some of the stuff, and I don't want people to think that I'm not. I don't want people to think that I'm not being sincere. I'm 100% being sincere. Just to Mike's point about don't let people treat yourself, in a manner less than what you are. That actually, Mike, and this is where I was trying to get with all that in my head. This is where I got to. That includes you, Ira.
you know how often I have to tell myself that on a daily basis?
That's what knocked me out of my chair. It was like, oh, I got to be respectful even to myself.
Yeah.
Because I think I've shared this openly. There's this thing called imposter syndrome. And because I wasn't classically trained in school to do all these things, right? I think everybody knows I got into graphic design by accident. You guys remember that story?
Right.
It was in the early 2000s, and I was working in Vegas, and I was just a print graphic sales rep. I hate to say just, but that's what I was doing. I was selling the print graphics. I wasn't selling the design work. Now I would do what am I trying to say? Like consultations with my clients to try to help figure out what would work. But then we had at the shop I worked at, we had a graphic designer. So I would sit with that graphic designer once the consultation was done and let them know what I needed. And then they would build the graphics. I'd go away and find more work to do. That was how it worked. Well, one day she went crazy and not only went off on me and some other people, she went off on the general manager of the
I'm
store.
sure it's all her, unprovoked.
She literally lost it in the middle of the shop in front of all the clients.
Me and Ed totally know. We totally know for sure.
Yeah, so she lost it. So she got fired that day. Well, we had all this work that had to be done. And so my boss and I sat down. We had 2 computers at that time because the programs were much bigger back then. So we had 2 computers. One had Illustrator and one had Photoshop. And I was sitting at the one that had Photoshop. And he said, all right, you learn that one. I'll learn this one. And we'll get these jobs out as best we can. And so we did that for a couple months until we found a new person to work for us. Anyways, in that time, I learned Illustrator and Photoshop. And that's where my graphic work for money started. That's how it started. So anyways, I've always felt like an imposter until the last couple of years. Now I'm like, well, now I'm getting paid to do this and I've done it so much, I don't feel like an imposter anymore. But that mindset is so important. And I know that Ed's going to talk about this with exercise, so I'm trying to set him up.
You don't talk about anything.
And first of all, I just want to say before we even do anything, Ed, that picture behind you, I love that kind of artwork, bro. I love the image.
That's my wife. She's the decorator. She's the one that picked. But yeah, I really like it too. She's now. I'm going to swing you around over here. There's more over there.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
I like it. Well, what I like about that's a canvas print that you got behind you, but you've got the linear with the table in the art, but then it's obviously different levels, and to me, it just makes it visually interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
You've got the gaps between the pictures, which I like that too. I mean, there's just a lot going on there that I really like. So
I'm going to swing you around.
Damon!
There's 4 over there.
We got somebody back on mute. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I like it.
You got something in the background, Damon. You have to mute him for a second.
Yeah, Damon, it's you. Different levels, and to me, it just makes it. Let me know when we're good, Damon, and I'll take it back off mute.
So Ed, what's up, buddy?
So let's do this. Ed, you've never been on the show before. Let's do like a 90-second, intro. Just let everybody know who you are and what you do and where. I mean, you're coming to us from Las Vegas. I just blew that. Sorry.
I am coming from Las Vegas. Spent the day actually this morning at a volleyball tournament for a friend of ours. Well, like I said, my name's Ed. I live in Las Vegas. I have currently a health and wellness business, but my background did 30 years in the Air Force. Did a lot of things while I was in the Air Force. Got to go to all 7 continents, including Antarctica twice. And I've taught tech school. I was a recruiter. I did avionics. And after I got out of service, I went to work for a defense contractor, and I still work for them like 4 days a week. But in the meantime, I started in a health and wellness business, and basically what we do is just help people live healthier lives, lose weight, pain management, blood sugar management, etc. I mean,
Now,
skincare.
for people that don't know, Ed is a little bit older than myself, right? But
Just a little.
he's absolutely jacked to the teeth. I think his
No,
gums,
I would not
No
pick a
doubt.
fight with Ed at all.
yeah, I mean,
That is the
his
truth.
gums got muscles.
First of all, he's ex-military, so he's got that going too. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Yeah, but they
Well,
call
like
the Air
he's
Force the
Rambo.
cheer force. You know, I mean, it's not definitely not because of that.
well,
you know?
no, I know, but look
So,
at you.
Ed,
I mean, you working out. I'm like, God, I would.
What
hate
I'm sure everybody wants to know here, the $1 million question, which is why I get paid the big bucks on this show, right? Have you always been jacked out of your mind, or is this something when you got to a certain age, you're like, I got to dial it in and start, doing more?
I've always been a guy who tried to stay in the gyms, work out, stay fairly active. I had a period of time when I was recruiting where I kind of ballooned up a little bit because while I was recruiting, my
Probably.
my
So
life,
you only had like a
my life was
2-pack, or
crazy
did you
at the time.
actually were ballooned up a little bit?
I gained a
Did you
lot of
only have
weight,
a two-pack?
so. But no, I've been, I
You got a
was
couple 40s, Mike.
recruited to play. I was recruited to play football coming out of high school.
How tall are you, Ed?
I'm just a little over 6 foot, not quite 6'1".
So you were like,
So
they were calling you for like safety, or
actually, I played tight end in high school. I actually played defensive tackle as well, believe it or not, in high school because we had such a small
high
school.
school, yeah.
Yeah, and then for college, I was looking at either tight end or possibly linebacker. That's where I was at, but I had a little car accident. I hit a tree 20 feet in the air in my dad's 240Z, which is not something I recommend.
240Z.
Wait, let's go backwards.
Yeah.
20.
So was he even happy you made it?
That's like, oh
Yeah.
How
So
did you land and live? 20 feet in the air is a
Yeah.
high.
I was very fortunate when I was in extremely good shape. I hit a telephone guy wire and went up the guy wire, telephone
Holy
pole
cow.
guy wire, and went up the guy wire and went
Yeah.
off of it. And there was a tree next to it, and the car hit the tree, came down. Actually, my door landed on a tree stump, which collapsed the door in on me, which is actually what caused most of my injuries.
Yeah.
I had a ruptured spleen, small tear in my kidney, tear in my colon.
Yeah.
So I have a scar that runs from just under my sternum all the way down below my belly button from the emergency surgery that they had to do.
Oh,
Did y'all
geez.
see the Golden Knight shirt? That did not escape
Yeah,
me.
it's the Golden Knights. Yeah.
Did it?
See,
For all
they
you hockey fans out there that aren't crappy.
well, now, I mean, being in Vegas, get the new team in here, and they've done so
Yeah,
well.
you
It's been a heck of a lot of fun. Been able to get
You
to
gotta-
one
you
game
gotta-
so far.
You got the WNBA there too, right? The Sparks, I think they're called.
Yep, they got we have the Aces, the Lady Aces.
The Aces, sorry, yeah. Aces.
Yep, and then of course have the Raiders here now as well. I was lucky.
You know, that's all it's about for me.
That's all we just
I
had to
know,
say that
I
word.
know.
WNBA, my logo, baby.
And see,
Just
okay,
went.
and I grew up as a Ram fan, so
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
what can I say? Because I grew up in LA,
They just
all
won
over
the Super Bowl.
California.
Super Bowl.
So
They're all right.
yeah, it was pretty
So
good.
it's funny
to see.
because I grew up in Vegas, as most of you know. So Vegas, now the Raiders is my home team. But I mean, when I was a kid in the early '80s, they had just moved to LA. They won the Super Bowl there, and so there was no football obviously in Vegas until 2017, or no, I'm sorry, 2021. So in 1983, when they're winning the Super Bowl, it's Jim Plunkett and the cast of characters when they beat Washington. For all of you who don't remember that, anyways, they beat Washington. in that Super Bowl, that's really where I became a fan. But they played the games in Vegas local. The Raiders games were the local team. That's why there's so many Raiders fans in Las Vegas. Most of you don't know that because you didn't grow up.
Well,
at
you
that
know,
time.
I found a lot of the Vegas fans were Chargers fans because it's so close to here to drive down to San Diego. You know, a lot of guys that grew up here.
Well, the Chargers for the longest time, because the Raiders and the Rams both left LA at the same time. 1995, for the 1996 season is when they started playing back in Oakland and then St. Louis, right? So they both left, and the closest team in Vegas was San Diego. So they started playing the Chargers games as the home games, and that's why there's so many Chargers fans in Vegas too. But now the Chargers, the Chargers are in LA, the Rams are in LA. So those would be the local teams on TV, except for now you have obviously the Raiders. So now it's the way it should have always been to have the Raiders be the home team in Vegas again.
Well, and they're talking about potentially getting the Oakland A's here, possibly.
I hope they do it. I do hope they do it.
That's a big thing.
People in Oakland's got to hate you guys.
Well, it's Oakland's fault. If we want to get into politics here, it's the city of Oakland.
It is their fault.
Frankly,
yeah.
They've got three boards. Okay, so they've got the city, the county, and then the stadium.
I was just making a joke.
Well, but look, they lost the Warriors, they lost the Raiders, and now they're going to lose the A's because they won't let anybody build a stadium there.
Yep.
Where'd the Warriors
It's not
go?
even about money. People go, well, we don't want privately funded or taxpayer funded stuff. One of the richest people in the world owns the A's. I mean, he's just literally like one of the richest people ever. And he would pay for everything. But what he wants to do is he wants to make money. I know it's a crazy thought. He wants to make money on the site. So they want to do mixed housing, commercial development, and stadium stuff. And, you know, there's always an environmental impact thing where people lose their mind.
And they've got a site there that they really wanted to use that has enough. I mean, it has access. It has everything going.
I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Look, the A's have been trying to build a stadium for almost as long as the Raiders. It's been over 10 years. They've looked everywhere. They looked at Fremont. They looked at San Jose. They looked all over Oakland. They've looked everywhere they can. They're never going to get approval in that area because of the rules. It's just what it is. You got to either change the rules or understand you're not going to have a team there.
Yep.
San Francisco got it done. Look, San Francisco got 2 stadiums built before Oakland. They built AT&T Park, which is now called something else, and they built the place where the Warriors play now, the BMW or whatever. Right? There's 2 different places. So you lost your football team, you lost your basketball team. Don't lose your baseball team too, stupid. Like, figure it out.
Yeah, I think they're about 99% out the door at this point. Because
and even the commissioner of baseball is like, yeah, if you guys got to move to get it done, because look at the Raiders, they went from having the oldest, crappiest stadium. In football with sewage backing up, which is ridiculous, and the A's still play there with sewage backing up. It's like ridiculous. To now, I think they cracked the top 10 for the NFL as far as value of football. You know, the value of franchises. I mean,
and that stadium's gorgeous.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful.
And the inside is amazing as well.
If you guys remember the history of baseball, the A's were like the dominant team before free agency. They had Reggie Jackson, they had all the players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should have so many trophies, and they still have won quite a few. So they deserve the franchise history. They deserve better than what they've got, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And like I said, they have an owner that's willing to spend the money. I mean, he's a billionaire, legitimately.
Yeah, they've talked about him buying the Tropicana and actually tearing down the Tropicana and put the stadium right there on the strip. And I'm like, it seems crazy to me.
Wait a minute. Lisa, I was letting you go, but what are you talking about? Losing Tom Brady as a Patriots fan was more?
Was she talking about Tommy Lasorda?
There you go. That was
talking about Tom Brady because she has a thing for Tom Brady, but
oh my!
Don't we all?
I hate that guy. Don't get me started. Lisa's trying to rile me up.
Yeah, being a Ram fan and Spygate, we can talk, but let's not
seriously.
Get into that. Let's not get
into that. If we got Tina and
heard of the
Lisa
thing called
both live in the comments, something
the
bad.
Tuck rule, which was crap because as soon as the Raiders lost that game, they made a play up or a penalty up for the Raiders, and then literally they quietly got rid of the rule. It doesn't even exist anymore. It was only to screw the Raiders out of that. To a
Right.
2001 AFC Championship game. That's it. The rest is history.
So Damon, I don't see Exit Way up on your screen, so you want to take 60, 90 seconds to let everyone know who you are and what you do?
Oh, I could have, yeah. Damon, Pastalka Eggs Your Way. We help business owners create businesses, make more money today, and they can sell them when they want, so they can generate the wealth they feel like they need. So
consultations to like hand holding, anywhere in between, right? Any level of support that you want. You just want to pick their brain for an hour, or you want them to come in and help drive the bus for 24 months. I mean, either way.
Yeah. You know, one of the most exciting things that happened to me in the last few months is I had a client call me up. Well, we do still current client weekly meetings, right? So we're on a weekly meeting, and he goes, "Hey, you remember that person you introduced me to that was writing that book?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all."
Yeah, I don't remember it at all. So anyway, last week, on our Friday show, Manufacturing E-commerce Success with Kurt and I, we interviewed Elaine Pofeld, and Elaine wrote, oh God, I should pull the books up. She wrote a bestseller about the one person $1 million business. And then she wrote this second book that Kelly Cudworth, my client, is in. He's got 3 pages in the book. And I'm like, this is freaking crazy. So I was pretty excited about that. That was something. But he's got a business that's, I don't know, it's well over $10 million with, I think, 3 or 4 employees. So
good for him. What's
Lisa Jones, paging Lisa Jones.
Yeah, there you go. I see the Brady comment.
So Damon, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, right? But the whole idea that we're trying to establish here with everybody is we're trying to get more people to come up and introduce themselves and introduce their business. And somebody kind of put it to me like this a couple months ago, right? Is that you should always be ready to tell people in 60 seconds or less what it is you do and how you can help them and how you can build a win-win. And I'm not just saying that to put you on the spot, Damon. I'm saying it to everybody. I hope more and more people come up. Look at this week like a practice session, so you don't have to be perfect in anything that you do.
Yeah. I mean, if people want to know more about it, really what we do is we get into figuring out how to make your business run better, get your sales going right, and then get your operations supporting those sales, and laying out the goals too. Because it's so. Entrepreneurs get to points, right? They can sell so hard and they get to a point. And if they don't really think about what the next level looks like and what they have to do and how they have to get there and, people, systems, whatever, they just don't get there. And that's really what we work on those things that are outside of making the trains run on time, but we figure out the schedule of the trains and where we're going to build the new track.
Well, what my experience has been with the business owners is a couple different things. One is they get tunnel vision on the goals they're trying to accomplish, right? Mm-hmm. So they don't look at the small holes that they have in their business that are costing them a little bit of money, or they're perhaps making a little bit less desirable to somebody else too. And another thing that a business person like yourself will do is I'm breaking up.
No, well, not now, but you had froze, so we missed a sentence or two.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. So I don't
know.
So
what I was saying is basically what they do is they look at it from an outside perspective, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't know as a business owner what you don't know, right? So I may be really good at whatever I do, from carpet cleaning to water restoration or whatever, right? But my goal when I first got into business was to, get a job, hire a few employees, right? But when you start dealing with, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of income and expense, things can go south in a hurry. And oftentimes, as a business owner, it's really easy to say, oh, well, I'll just make it up next week, right? Well, that's what you call digging a hole. So that's kind of what
one of the things that I learned early with working with Damon and Andrew was just how many businesses want to sell that can't, because
most can't.
But they don't think about selling their business until they're ready to sell their business. But the opposite should be true. You should be thinking about it going into business. Like, okay, I need to set this up so that it is attractive to a buyer, and you have to think about it from the point of view of a buyer, not from a seller, to understand.
Let's circle back to what I was saying earlier, right? About every 7 years, you're a totally different person just because we grow and we evolve. Well, so does everybody around us. So does our life. So does literally the world. Everything doesn't stop, right? So, you open a business, it starts going well, right? 7 years down the road, and when I was a business broker and I was helping people sell businesses, this is what I saw more often than not was something in life changed. Somebody got sick. Somebody got divorced.
Yeah. Or the industry,
the economy changed. The price up. The prices on this went down.
Yep.
So just what's good today may not be good tomorrow.
I've got a client that's onboarding right now, and the product that he's created was specifically around upgrading Windows 10. People that are using Windows 10 that need to upgrade their computer. Okay, he knows that the service is only going to be viable for about 26 months. He said, because he's already got the dates. So he's doing everything based on just that. Some businesses are, it's a 2-year business basically.
Yep.
What he told me.
Yep. That's a good idea.
So it's funny when you're setting up your business. There's so much that goes into it, but what Exit Your Way, again, what they specialize in is helping you take a business that couldn't be sold because it's not positioned properly and getting the business in position to be sold. So not only raising the value, but even sometimes just creating value where there isn't any, because you take the owner and the business is useless without the owner, the way it's currently constructed, and they can help you reconstruct it or reconfigure it so that you have an entity that you can even sell in the first place. 8 out of 10 business owners who try to sell their businesses fail to sell their business.
Here's the thing I really like about Damon is that he actually puts out more content than both of us. So if somebody actually wanted to learn about this stuff without paying him, they really could. All they'd have to do is go through the 8 million pages on his website to talk about all the ins and outs of. The guys.
I love Damon a lot. He does put out a lot of value. Right? There's some people that talk about how great they are all the time, but Damon actually shows you value all the time. So I like what you just said.
People may not realize this, right? But I'm inherently cheap. It's just in my nature to try to figure things out for myself. So whenever I find a good resource like YouTube or something like that, I'd rather go there than pay for a master course or get somebody else's book. Because quite honestly, anything that you can find in a master course, you can find online for free. You're talking to a guy who literally, I didn't go to college for a couple semesters, right? And not the smartest guy in the world, right? But I learned everything that I do now by watching YouTube videos. If you just really know how to ask the right question to our dear friend Mr. Google or Mrs. Google, however you want to look at it, right? You can learn just about anything.
Well,
you want to put in the time and effort.
Siri, you can ask Google. You got options now.
Well,
it gets better all the time.
And one of the things that we purposely have said before Andrew and I talking about our business is we'll share absolutely everything, because we want to work with the people that want the help to do what we do. Yep. And the people that want to do it themselves, go ahead.
They're not your client, but
you know what? Clients, I don't care. I care about them. That's why I want to help them. I just,
who's going to be your best referral source? People like me and Ira, because we can do it ourselves and we'll figure it out ourselves. I'm not going to want to help my buddy Jim or my buddy Bob or Sue or Curly or anybody else. But now if I know somebody who was a good resource for me, and you want the hands-on service, I go, hey, here's my buddy Damon. It's kind of like, why does Rachel Ray tell everybody how to cook? Most people aren't going to cook. They're still going to come to a restaurant.
Look, even as you start to grow, as your business grows, you cannot do everything. It depends on your business.
No.
In my business, I cannot do everything myself. Can I do everything myself? Yes. Every one of the services.
Why would you want to?
But to scale up, right? To scale up, I need other people to do the work. But also, I didn't get in business necessarily to be a slave to my business.
I mean, no, that's
right. I want to be able to go on a trip and not have to turn on my phone. That's my goal. I'm not nearly there.
That's the whole.
But I'm kidding. I'm getting there as fast as I can. I promise you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm inherently cheap, right? Because I started from the floor up, right? I literally, I crawled through poop, people. I did water restoration. I did sewage cleanup, right? Like I literally crawled through poop. That's where I got started, right? Now, how many entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs are sitting there and they have capital? They have something they can invest in. Those are the people that should be hiring people like Damon and, maybe even getting the health coach. Like a lot of people put the health and fitness, back online. But look, if you're sick or unhealthy, you're not going to be running a great business for too long either.
No, I'm telling you, the health is the health is something that I'm focusing on right now, and I should have focused on a long
It's a
time
big thing.
I'm right there with you. I'm
Your
trying to
body-
get my fat ass moving thanks to Ed and Virginia.
Like people make a joke of it all the time, like Ira, when do you sleep? Like seriously, I actually focus on getting more sleep. That's one of the things that I'm trying. I'm not like I will tell you something. Some people brag about how much money they have or how much they spend on stuff, and some people brag about, oh, I work 15-hour days or I work 16-hour days, and I do sometimes work those long hours. I mean, I think people know that about me, but my goal is to work less. My goal is to sleep more. If I'm bragging about I got 6 hours or 8 hours of sleep last night, not that I only got 2. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
So it's mindsets, guys. Like you want to be healthy.
Yeah.
We get one body. What can you not replace? You really can't replace your body, and you really can't replace the time. So you got those two things are kind of like you got to cherish that. Web design, SEO, all this stuff. Like, yeah, I'm good at it, but at the end of the day, I can hire other people to do that for me, for my clients. I can't hire them to sleep.
You know how happy I am that I hired Jacob Warren to do my website? Yeah. Oh my goodness. You guys have no idea.
Like it's you got to have a winning mindset in this world. Yeah. And I think most of us, the problems that we have are self-created, and it starts between our ears.
Well, hold on a second. I don't know if it's self-created though. I think it's something that's ingrained into everybody from the time we were in school. Because think about it, right? We're all told to stand in line on the way to the water fountain. We're all told to stand up and pledge allegiance or to do whatever. And I'm not getting anti government here. What I'm saying is like since school, right, all the way up until the time you're 30 years old, you always have somebody telling you what to do and how to do it, right? Like and how you should be taught and how you should think and there's really not a way to change it to where you can have a school system that's perfect for everybody because we're all so different in how we learn and how we walk and how we talk, right? Some way to do the society. But I mean, have you ever noticed that most people really don't start to figure things out for themselves, like independence wise, until their mid 30s and 40s?
Mike, Shirley said that you can send a check to me. Just make that out to cash.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Anyways, I got jokes, people.
So Ed, I do have to ask, man, you are in rock solid shape. And you said you have back problems and back surgery or something like that before?
I had back surgery about 11 years ago.
Wow, man.
Look, this is no joke right here.
That you've been working out to get over that then.
She said this tongue in cheek. When you figure out how to hire other people to sleep for her, let me know. Like seriously.
Yeah.
She runs a real estate company up in Canada. So
the good thing is as you get older, you need a little less sleep. And if you get in shape, it helps you a little bit more about how much sleep you need and how good you sleep.
I want to get not pre-diabetic shape. I just want to get in a little bit better shape. I don't need to have that 45-pound dumbbell thing going from hanging upside down like Ed does. Like when we were saying Ed's in shape, people, he could have been. If they had old people, and no offense, Ed, but if they had older people in the movie 300, he could have been that guy. The dad, when the guy got his head, you're the dad, the bloodless.
You're the dad who gets killed.
You definitely could be. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I think
you give that guy a shield and a cape, and he's a Spartan.
Yeah.
I love that movie for so many reasons.
That is a great movie.
Storyline, but to me, what made that movie so interesting was the way the cinematography, the way they put it all together.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, he may be a little bit older than me, but if that man was chasing me with a spear, I'd be terrified. Terrified.
I mean, let's be real. If anybody's chasing with me,
I was kind of thinking that.
I don't know, man. If I was chasing people with a spear, I wouldn't be too upset. Like, he's fat. He's not gonna run that fast. You look back and you see that guy. Oh man, you're not getting away.
Some people are deceptively quick though too.
Yeah,
true.
Did I ever tell you about the guy I chased down who was breaking into cars by my house? So I walked outside. I was 308 pounds at the time. I walk outside and nothing but my skivvies. You know what I mean? Like, so I got the boobs all hanging out, right? And this guy's like, got his head in my mom's car. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm jetting, bro. I'm like, oh no, dude, don't make me run. It's gonna make me mad. He's like, oh, he ain't gonna catch me. And we ran about 6.5 blocks, right? And I caught him right when he was up at the top of this fence by the golf course, right? So I helped him over the top, and I walked back, called the cops. I was like, hey, this guy's probably laying over there. And I'm like, they're like, how do you know he's laying over there? Did you beat him up? I'm like, no, he fell off the top of the fence. I mean, it was true. So we go back to this golf course, with the cops, and I'm locked up in the back seat of this cop car, right? And this little guy, he's like 150 pounds, this cop, and he's like all like 22, right? I mean, he's a small guy. Right? He's like, where is he? I'm like, he's over there. He drove the cop car up onto the golf course, right? I'm like, he's over there in the bushes. Like, how do you know? I'm like, he was drunk and he had a hard fall, right? And next thing you know, I'm sitting in the back of the cop car. Cop's like, just wait here, right? I see this dude tackle the cop over the front of the hood.
Oh,
right?
no.
I'm like, oh no, they're wrestling around for the gun. And I'm locked in the back seat of this car. I'm like rooting on the cop. I'm like, you got him. You got him. And I just see the guy's arm going like this over the top of the hood. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get shot in this car. I'm like, I'm so dead. And sure enough, right when this guy's standing up and like he's got the upper hand, I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well. You just see like 4 cops tackle him out of my view. I'm like, yes.
Nice. Go Big Blue. Oh my God.
I was, I don't get scared often, but I was terrified.
Yeah. I can say, I hope I'm never in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a variety of reasons why I probably will never be in that particular position.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not 6'5", so I can't reach the fence.
Yeah.
True.
Anyway, sorry I had to share that story. It popped up.
Yeah.
I like it. It added a little flavor.
I got my mom's Garmin back. She was really happy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's 2 things I say when the police are around me. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
That's it.
This is 2 things you say. Anything else? Ain't happening.
And I keep my hands on the steering wheel. Like
Yep.
when I was younger, I used to try to get everything ready for him because I'm kind of irritated. Now it's like, no, man, I'll wait. I don't want you to even have to worry about nothing. Like my hands.
Don't want them to think I'm reaching for something.
Yeah, my hands are where you can see them, bro.
Absolutely.
I'm right with you guys. I've been handcuffed naked enough in my life.
Well, I don't.
I've never been handcuffed naked.
No.
Ever. No.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. We're all opening up here.
So let's do this. Let's go around and say a little bit what makes a good client for you, because there might be people watching that have never seen you before. They're like, oh, I'm that guy. So let's start with Ed. Ed, what makes a good demographic or something? What makes a good client for your wellness business?
Well, it's really hard to pin really down, because I have customers that are 18 years old to older than me, which I'm in my 60s. So it really depends. It depends on what they're looking for. Because I do a lot of people. The big thing, 90% of the people that are looking for help are looking for weight loss. They're looking for weight management.
Yeah, that would be me. And
that is, so that's a big opening where we really start with a lot of folks, but it's not the only thing we do. Our nutrition that we have, which is a nutritional supplement, is basically the thing that's great about it is it's 100% natural. It's a tree, literally.
I want to say something real quick before you continue. And
sure.
It's this. Mike says this, and I believe it. There's old adages that are old adages. They're called truisms because they've withstood the test of time. The saying doesn't go, you are what you lift. You are how much you work out. You are your.
Why didn't I learn this during my MMA days? Why do I have to learn this? I'm such a stubborn.
The adage is what? You are what you eat.
Absolutely.
So that's why I just want to point this out, because you're talking about something that even me in my mind, and I'm working on my I hate to say diet because I'm not on a diet. I'm working on what I eat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
that is so much more important than the 30 minutes of exercise or the 20 minutes of exercise. I'm not saying that's not important. It's a component, but you are what you eat. So please continue giving.
Right.
You know,
So the thing about this nutrition, and that's okay. Our food today sucks. And
Yeah,
it's when it comes down to it. It's overprocessed, too much
Yeah.
sugar, too much salt, so
Yeah.
on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it's very, very difficult to get all the vitamins and nutrients you need from the food you eat. I mean, and
How about
even
from a
those of us that
multivitamin? Does
really
that
do
work?
a really good multivitamins do help. I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but the problem, the thing about multivitamins is that they're primarily synthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're putting something that's not natural into your system doesn't really know how to use it the way it does food. So when you put something that is food in your system, your body knows what to do with it, knows how to process it. You've all taken multivitamins, and the next thing you know, you go to the bathroom and you're peeing bright yellow.
That's
right?
one thing I've always heard about multivitamins,
baby.
right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's because a lot of it just processes right through your system doesn't use it. So the difference with what we use is because it is natural. It's a plant. It's a tree. It is 100% natural. It's
It breaks
totally
down as such. So it
right.
breaks
So
down
your body knows
slower.
how to use it. It's food. It's literally a whole food, but it's provides 36 anti-inflammatories, 46 antioxidants. It's got over 90 verifiable vitamins and nutrients in this one tree. It's if you go out
Is it like a snack? Is that what it is, Ed? So
no, actually, it's a drink. It's what it comes in a powdered form, and I don't have it next to me.
How is it compared to like a whey protein?
Ed, will you send me the info on it? Because I might start taking it.
Absolutely. You know what, Ira, shoot me your email, and I'll send you a little video thing you can take a look at.
Do you have that video on a link? Let's put that in the comments, man, because I'm interested in this. Because I've been doing the bag of spinach
and I want to preface
in a
this
blender.
Before everybody comes on and starts to try to pitch their product. I want to preface this with two things. First of all, I've known Ed for years, and second of all, the dude doesn't have to tell me much because take his shirt off and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he's
He
part of
yeah,
Wondorf,
yeah.
man. He
He's
looks like
proven it
Mr.
to me.
Wonderful.
Like this isn't just something you can come on and I'm going to put your link up there.
Look,
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked in my last 3 MMA fights, right? And I'm going to tell you, if I knew nutrition, like, first of all, I'm going to tell you, I wish that they had a 225-pound
We have a
leg
good
test.
question from Lisa wants to know is it diabetic friendly?
Yes, it is.
If
As
it's
a
all
matter of
natural,
fact,
it's got to be, right?
so my mother-in-law is a type 2 diabetic, and she's always had issues for a long time, and her doctor actually didn't like the fact that she started using it because it does have a little natural sugar and stuff in it. And he was like, "Oh no, there's sugar in it. I don't want you using."
Are you allowed to share the name of the product, Ed?
It's called Super Mix, but it is 100% from the moringa tree. Okay, if you go moringa, so if you Google or go onto Google or whatever and say what is the most nutrient dense botanical in the world, it will come up with moringa.
All right. I'm going to have to Google half of what you just said. So
I'm not going to Google any of it because I'm going to watch the video he sends me. I'm sure it's all going to be in there.
Okay.
It's pretty cool because there's hundreds of white papers at PubMed that talk about the efficacy of the plant and the things it's been used for thousands of years. And the difference with what we provide compared to other people, because there's other people that have moringa products. Ours is 100% shade dried, so it retains all of the nutrients. It doesn't lose anything because if you heat dry it, it loses a ton of the nutrients when it's exposed to heat. And we use all parts of the tree. We use the fruit, the leaves, the fruit, and the seeds all in there, which is the only way you can get all of the nutrients that we have in there. So it's a proprietary blend. So it is amazing stuff.
My friend does the same thing with some brownie mix.
Yeah, different plant.
A little different.
It's the
plan.
same. It's the same
Different plant.
philosophy.
Different plant. Yeah.
It's the same philosophy.
No.
Not so
No,
much.
paper.
Not
It's
so
paper.
much.
It's paper material. Anyways, all right.
So I couldn't.
Okay, so I look forward. Look, guys, I've been thinking about this for a while because I know Ed. I do know Ed, right? Like, I told Ed that I want to come work out with him. That's how much I like Ed.
No, I will never go work out with
No,
Ed.
there's only 2 people on the planet I've told that to.
I'll play chess with Ed. I'll
Virginia,
wrestle Ed. I am not going to lift weights with Ed.
Virginia in Cayman Islands. When I go to
Cayman
Cayman
Islands,
Islands, I
yeah.
do work out with her. And I told Ed when I come to Vegas, I'm gonna do workout with him, and we're gonna get it on video, and people are gonna laugh at me, and that's fine.
And I'm not going to kickbox Virginia.
No.
I'm not
Nope.
gonna fight
No.
either.
Nope.
I might
Not
like to
going
watch
there.
them fight each other. That's about it.
I would like my chances
That could be
kickboxing with
fun.
anybody, but I'm pretty sure she's going to get me in the face and make me look silly. So,
Oh, she's
Yes.
yeah. I wouldn't mess with
Yes.
her. No,
Yes.
oh, she would tap you real quick. I know.
It's-
it's not even gonna happen, bro. Because I love her, first of all, and I'm not stupid. So there's that. Yes, ma'am.
Did
That's
you see the show that with the 6 entrepreneur women the other day? We
Yeah.
need to make a movie about Virginia with her knuckle busters and her little.
She-
That was great. That was great.
That was pretty funny when she started talking about
Yeah.
using knuckle busters. I was like,
Yeah.
what? No way. That's great.
I love talking
She-
to her because you never know what she's gonna say.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
way she phrases things is different, right?
I'm
So-
gonna have a one-on-one with her. I'm gonna have a one-on-one with her soon. She's got to get on Sia's show. I mean, I can't get enough of Virginia.
I will do that, James. James wants me to send out the links, and I will for sure send that out.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting closer to the end. We're not out of time. We got 27 more minutes left, but I want to make sure we get through everybody. So
Hold on.
Damon, who makes a good prospect client for Exit Your Way?
Someone that wants to, someone's got some employees and wants to improve their business. They're stuck in their business a little bit, and they want to make sure that they're ready for get a better running business so they can get their life back, make a little bit more money, and know they're on the right track. So when they're ready, they can sell or succeed it. That's the best right now. We'll help them sell or succeed it when it's ready, but really it's about helping them get their business going. And, typically we're working in manufacturing, construction, e-commerce. We do have, and it's funny though, that now we do have a medical client, we have, and a SaaS client. But it all falls in that same thing. Their business is not working like they want.
Yeah, it's not industry. It's industry agnostic. I'm not saying that we're agnostic, but it's not the industry. It's the position that
situation. Yeah.
And I want to tell people, in case you didn't quite get that, like if you're founder led and the founder cannot be extracted, like the engine, everything that makes the company go, the client contacts, because usually we know that the founder is the best sales rep for the company, right? But if you try to extract the founder for a vacation and the whole company starts to fall apart, that's who Exit Your Way helps the most.
Yeah, that is really where we put it.
Get your life back. And I've been considering hiring Exit Your Way for my own business, just so you guys know. And I used to work with them. So, it's not just knowing the information. You actually have to know how to apply it.
It's like in Ed knows this too, that if the difference between somebody working out on their own and somebody that goes with a trainer every time, there's a lot different. You just feel like hey, I got to get that workout in. I'm not gonna skip out on it, and that's what we do. That is different than some. I mean, we meet with our clients every week, multiple times.
And somebody that that Exit Your Way works with, they could get 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 8 times, 10 times the return on the investment. It's becomes a no-brainer. The only thing that you'll be asking yourself when you're done is, why didn't I do it sooner? I mean, that's it. You don't get buyer's remorse. You get, you feel a little dumb for not doing it sooner. I'm just telling you guys honestly. I've seen.
You'd be surprised how often I feel that way.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Michael O'Connor runs the Service Professionals Network, which is funny because some people think I run it, but I don't. I'm just a champion because I love it, and I do sponsor it because I believe in it. But the Service Professionals Network is owned and operated by one 6'5", no longer 300-pound, handsome, Chicago-based. He likes a little recreational green stuff every once in a while.
It's medicinal.
It's medicinal.
Medicine. You got glaucoma.
Legal in Chicago, so it doesn't matter, right? Anyways, my good buddy, Mike O'Connor, tell us, you don't really have clients. That's not even the right way to say this here, but what makes a good user?
Everyone wonders like who I compete with or who my perfect client is, right?
Right.
And this may sound weird because like it's not really a competition. When I say Facebook and Twitter and everybody else, right?
Social
But
media.
if you think about it like this, like even Alignable, Linktree, all these websites that are out there on the internet, every single one of them is my competition, and they all know it because
In a
like
certain
we're all
Yeah. We're competing for eyeballs. We're competing for users.
yeah, like so a lot of the things that I do at this point, I used to be a ghostwriter, I used to be a virtual assistant, I used to be a business broker.
He knows more about SEO than most of you will ever learn.
I know quite a bit about how to rank things online. I know quite a bit about social media. I built followings for different clients and stuff like that before.
I mean, I like to tell people that Roman digital media is the slippery slope of SPN. And people go, what do you mean by that? I go like, well, Mike O'Connor's the one who opened my eyes to how LinkedIn works. Now, did he teach me everything I know about LinkedIn? No. Did he teach me everything I know about most of the stuff? No. But the fact is, when I talked to Mike O'Connor, he opened my eyes. I had an epiphany, a true epiphany on what I could do with it for my print business. And then everything I've done from that has happened. But, Service Professionals Network helped me become a whole new person in the way that you explained to me in that phone call how LinkedIn worked. And I was just like, it's awesome. Anyways.
Well, I look at, and the ladies actually did a really good job of bringing this up on Friday night, right? And these ladies nailed it out of the park, which is the technology that we have on the website's cool. There's a lot of value in the SEO stuff. You can put your links on it. You can share content. People will see it, right? And I don't know if this will always be the case, and I certainly hope so, because it's been surprising every step of the way. But we have the greatest people in the world on that website that work together with each other. I mean, everyone kind of buys into the golden rule thing about we all rise together and treat.
Yeah, there's no trolling on there. There's no people slamming each other. There's no.
I mean, people post dirty memes and half naked photos here and there.
I didn't say we don't have any fun. Yeah. I said that it's not like Facebook where, and no offense to people who love Facebook, but it seems like it's debate book and it's like, let me slam other people. It's not like that. It's building each other up. It's positive. I love it.
I mean, people are free to say whatever they want. We have a few guys that go on there and like to cause debates, and a few guys like to push boundaries, and that's fine. That's what the site's there for. But for the most part, I'm really proud of the culture more so than anything else.
Yeah. Well, Mike's being a little humble here. Let me help you out, guys. If you run a business of any kind, or you're in sales of any kind, and you're looking for more eyeballs of any kind, you need to create an account on Service Professionals Network. So the ideal person for him is anybody really who's in business, whether you own the business or you're in a development manager, type of role, marketing type role, sales type role, whatever. If you're a speaker, a coach, an attorney, it doesn't matter. You should make yourself a profile just like you would have a link tree. Put all your social media profiles. I'm making the video tonight, Mike. I didn't make it over the weekend because I was in San Diego. I'm going to make a video tonight.
I think people are going to like that little feature too.
Find it on TikTok, but here's the deal. You can find it on SPN too because I'll put it there as well. As long as it's under 50 megs. Jake, I need more. I need a bigger limit, Jake. Just me.
We need a couple more million users.
Jake needs to give Ira special limits because I make these videos for SPN. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to get all your social media profiles on your cover banner, which will make it easier for people to find you on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff.
Not only that, but those actually, because of the way Jacob set them up, when you get them in the header like that, it's one of the first things that Google actually sees.
Yeah, it'll rank it.
The more links that you have up in your header profile, the more that SPN page is going to rank for both your name, your business, and whatever you put in there.
What does that mean? For those of you who don't understand what that means is if you Google your name, one of the first things that it's going to see in the search result will be your SPN profile. But why will that help you? Because it's like Linktree. It'll then have the ability for them to find you everywhere else that you want to be found. So it's like creating yourself a higher ranking bridge to be seen everywhere. So
I mean, it depends on your name too.
But you can do that with your company. You guys can make a company. Let me strike that. You should make one for your company. and you should have a LinkedIn profile for your business, because then you can do the same thing for all your business pages. So you have one for your personal, you have one for your business, and now you have two high-ranking. The Ahrefs for SPN is what, 1.4 something the last time I checked.
It's going to go up and down a lot because we got rid of the business directory, and that causes quite a bit of work for me and Jacob to fix links.
Well, anyways, it scores off the charts.
It's still got a domain authority or domain rank of 39 on average, depending on where you look.
That's tier 4. For those of you who don't know, there's 10 tiers. That's 4 tier. Most of you are in tier 1, the
or
bottom
2, maybe.
You might have a 14, right? So then you're in tier 2.
I mean, the reality is we beat about 95% of the websites out there. So if you make a profile on my website and you put your links back to your website's going to do better in Google. That's just the way it works.
I'm seeing a private chat saying party in Vegas for Memorial Day. That's what I'm seeing.
Oh,
I could make that happen. I think that could be fun. Mike, any chance you can get to Vegas on Memorial Day?
Perhaps. I don't think I have any warrants or anything.
There you go. All right.
That's good, Mike.
We could figure that out. That could be fun.
Yeah, I've been good, man. Like I said, not handcuffed naked in a long time.
So hang on a second. I want to put the link to.
I can't help myself.
SPN. Do I got it in the ticker?
NASA. I want to go to NASA. That was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to.
If you guys are looking for Damon, it's exityourway.com. I don't have one for search.
Tanya Willis. She's from NASA. I want to talk to her. We gotta get. So let me get some people up here. Come on up and chat.
This time of year, any place that's warm, that's usually good.
I was just in San Diego, and bro, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's one of my favorite places. I wouldn't want to live there, but when you can go there once in a while and just experience that this time of year is
why would you want to live there?
I live 90 minutes away from it, but it's expensive to live there.
Too many people for me.
You know what's funny, Damon? I had never been to San Diego at night downtown before. Like, this was my first time being out.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the Strip. It's really busy. I mean, it's not as busy as the Strip, but there's all kinds of nightlife. So if you're looking for, something to do, San Diego, the weather is beautiful all year long, and you're right next to the ocean, so you can go to the ocean stuff. You've got the best zoo in maybe the whole world, but certainly in the United States, in San Diego Zoo. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. There's a lot of good food to eat. Ooh, we got Ryan Jackson. Oh, he's going to get his head cut off again. Hello, Ryan Jackson. You're on mute, brother. Anyways, he's on mute.
This guy wants to roll with me, man.
Well,
I was just replying to his comments.
So you guys are both trees. It would be fun because you're the same size. Yeah.
So you're a jiu-jitsu guy, Ryan?
You're on mute, Ryan.
I dabble. So with COVID and the military restrictions, I really haven't done it in the last year or two, but I did it for about 3-4 years, blue belt. But man, you can't beat that
blue belt.
Yeah.
So you want to use your blue belt to come strangle a helpless guy like me, eh?
Yeah, right. I'm sure you have a lot more skills than I do.
I'm a white belt.
Yeah, you seem like you got some. I saw some of your Instagram photos where you got in fights and stuff back in the day. So you probably got some street smarts that I got to be careful about, right?
He was in MMA. He had 6 MMA fights. He went 3-3. So I mean, he was.
It's because I messed up my diet. I was telling you guys, if I was fighting, I tell you what, if I didn't have to cut weight, none of those people would want to fight me in the streets. You can go ask them. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Well,
the rules.
If I had a dietitian, if I was, oh man, hell. I would have I should have just quit being a wussy about it and just gonna fight heavyweight. But something
the rules in the street are definitely different. But now, full disclosure, I was talking about Blue University earlier, Ryan, before you even got on here, so you probably missed all that. But I talked about it.
Blue University, blue belt.
Yeah. But Blue University, Ryan is a part of this project. So again, for those who missed the beginning of the show, if you're an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur, probably more aptly is the way to say this, right? Instead of going to college for 4 years, instead of, being unprepared after you spend all that money and time getting a bachelor's degree in something that isn't necessarily going to help you. If you have the desire to be an entrepreneur, Blue University is going to be the solution. 1 year, less money than college tuition. You're going to have exposure to a bunch of experts, people that have actually done it, not just, again, self-labeled gurus, but actual people that you can look to that have a track record of doing things. And you have access to all of them. And when you're done a year later, you're ready to go. You've been prepared by people. So Ryan, what did I miss? What should you share that I didn't say there?
No, I mean, you've just about covered it. And for full disclosure, I'm not a successful entrepreneur myself yet. This is part of a learning process for me. So I'm helping the individuals who are the successful entrepreneurs kind of develop their message and get it out there. People like Ira himself and others. And the other thing that it's been around for about 3 years. They just want to make it the program a little bit more developed. But the other thing they haven't really done that we want to do is the backside support for the alumni. So we don't want to just leave you hanging out dry. So if you have a good business plan, we'll work with you on your business plan. And then I think they're going to have 2 events a year where they're going to get alumni in front of investors. And we're not talking, we're talking, 7-figure people or higher through the connections from some of the instructors that are involved. So there's going to be support on the backside. And we got to figure that one out. I'm going to talk to my boy Ira here. Because
we talked about a speaker circuit too.
Yeah. There's several ways to get people out there.
There's quite a few things that will be happening. But what's fun is, guys, I'm going to be running the social media for all this. So you're going to see and hear a lot about it. If you're interested, don't worry about it yet. Just, you can send me a private message if you want. I'll get you some more information. But trust me when I tell you I'm going to be doing some things differently. This is one of the things that I'm talking about that I'll be doing differently moving forward. I'm going to be talking about this a lot.
Hey, guys, I got to bounce.
Bye, Ed.
I'll see you guys.
All right, Ed, thank you so much, brother, for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
I'm seriously gonna get some of his protein.
I need to get that info from you, and then I'm thinking Memorial Day could work. It could work out. I got to talk to my wife. Got to see what else is going on.
When's Memorial Day? Is that May?
That's in May.
Yeah,
we might be able to make that happen.
I know I'm going to Hawaii in May. That's all.
Ryan, did you sign up for my website yet?
I was gonna let Ira do that.
All right. Well, get like 82,000 of your friends to sign up with them, so that way I can.
Yeah, 2,000 friends. Yeah.
We'll get it. All right. I'm going to tell you guys what makes a good client for Bowman Digital Media, because
let's hear it. Yeah, we
I primarily help service-based businesses. There's some overflow with what Damon does in the fact that usually my best prospects, they're owner-driven and they're so busy. They want to take that next step. They want to evolve. But they really can't figure out how to do it themselves, which is the whole point. They can't, right? Because there's only so many hours in the day. So what they do is they will offload the marketing part to me so they can continue to focus on whatever their business is. What do you do? What did you open your business for? It obviously wasn't marketing, because, marketing companies not hiring me, right? So maybe they're an engineer. Maybe they're an architect. Maybe they're a business coach. Maybe they're whatever, service-based business. I got a guy who runs a financial app. I got another guy who's running an Angie's List for apps. You know what I mean? So I've got all kinds but they're all service-based clients. They need more exposure. They need to increase their visibility. So they want website traffic, basically, right? So I'll either run their social media or I'll do their SEO, or we do both. And, I wouldn't worry about what we offer so much. Is just listen to the fact of what we do. We help to offload the marketing part, so you don't have to worry about SEO. You don't have to worry about, should I be on LinkedIn or TikTok, and should I be making videos, or what hashtags should I be using? You really shouldn't be thinking about any of that, because that's not what you do, right? It's like, Mike, what is the first thing I did when I opened Bowman Digital Media? I hired an accountant. Why? Because I knew I wasn't going to be running my books. I didn't want to have to worry about the taxes. Where should I be investing? Where should I be spending money? How should I do this, or set up an LLC versus an S corp and all that stuff? I shouldn't be making those decisions, because that's not my expertise. That's the honest answer. And it's the same for businesses that are trying to do their marketing. And I've got a client, God love her. She's like on me all the time about her social media stuff. I'm like, don't you have other things that you should be doing? Let me worry about when I post and how I post. And you know what I mean? Because if you're honestly consumed with that, you're not doing what you should be doing and driving the business. Let me drive. So anyways, if you're frustrated or you're just in the woods with marketing and you have a service type based business, that's a good prospect for me. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, that's Bowman Digital Media. So
I actually have a question for you about that though.
yeah, go ahead.
So first off, I think for what you charge to do the social media part, I mean, I'm already overwhelmed just with trying to transition, trying to set up new things, and to have that time to actually go on social media and do it. One, learn how to do it properly. Two, to actually do it properly and execute. I mean, I think what you're $500 a month, is that what it is for the social media part? I mean, that's to me.
It starts at $500 a month, and I think that's the thing. A lot of people think that it's going to be, like $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month. It's like, no, my packages start at $500 a month. No long-term contract at all. It's month to month. If you don't like the service, just turn it off. But, at $1,000 a month, I'll run multiple channels of your social media. I'll do video work for you. I do some graphic design for you. I even build backlinks for people at the $1,000 a month package.
I mean,
you can't
for $1,000 a month, right?
hire somebody at minimum wage.
No,
you can't hire somebody at minimum wage part-time to do what I do. And then think about what Ryan just said. They have to figure it out. Now you don't have to even figure it out. Now I do the research for you. I know the platforms to use, the hashtags to use, the strategy, how to formulate it, all that stuff. And I could get more done for you in the 10 hours you're hiring me for than you would do in probably 40 hours. I'll get better results in the 10, and I'll do it for $1,000.
Yeah.
That's what's funny. And again, no long-term contract. So again, if you're like on the fence, you want to try it, it's a no-brainer. When I hired the accountant, if I was trying to do what the accountant was doing, I'd have to do all the research and look up all the stuff. And then at the end of the day, I'd still be guessing, which is what a lot of people are doing, frankly, when it comes to their marketing. They're just guessing what works. And you don't have to guess anymore.
Yeah. Well, and you get it done quickly, and things happen.
And I have a whole bunch of friends that support every business that I represent too, by the way. You know what I mean? It's not like you're not just hiring me. Guess what? If I make a post, I guarantee you I'm going to see Mike and Damon and Ryan in the comments of those posts for my clients.
Often than not. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, So you not only get, me and my brain, you get this community that I've developed, which is it's a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, that's the whole idea about networking, what I do, right? Is
it's how it all ties together, folks.
Well,
I guarantee you, every one of my clients I make posts about on Service Professionals Network. In fact, most of my posts, frankly, are for my clients, not for me over there.
And you look at it, Ira, and it's funny. I'm reading a book. It's called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Harden, not for sure. Something like that. Darren's his first name. But just talking about today, he said, it's Darren Hardy. And one of the things he said today that was so relevant to me is he said, take out basically, I'm paraphrasing, take out all the crap that doesn't make you money and that you're the best at.
Yeah.
And don't do that. Do your key things things every day.
And outsource everything else. 100%.
Yeah. When you're looking at that as somebody that's, 1 person, 2 person, 5 person business, that owner needs to think about selling and making sure that the execution is going right. That's the only 2 things they should be focused on. Not marketing, not accounting, not their website, any of that other crap. They need to
set the vision, and then you hire the people that can execute the vision. And then, like for me, the thing that I do, because I still can't figure out how to do this, and I know there's people I could bring on board, but I haven't figured out how to make it work in my business yet. We're at the level that I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all the client prospect meetings and that, right? That's my role. But I have 20 years of business to business sales. I'm really good at that, which fits what Hardy was saying there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
it is.
I think
he talks about doing that.
I think what most entrepreneurs, and I don't want to pick on Mike, but even Mike can have this. It's this scarcity mindset where it's like, I know I could pay somebody to do it, but I need to do it because I'm too cheap to do it. Mike, this is where Mike falls in. He gets too cheap and he knows he could do it, so he does it himself. But at the same token, Mike will be the first one to admit that he loves having Jake Warren doing his work because Jake is competent, he's doing a good job, and it frees Mike up to do other things so that Mike's.
I outsource more and more stuff every day.
Right, and I think you're going to continue to do it this is like for me, Bowman Digital Media. When I started, I had this mindset. I'm not saying this from like I live in a glass house too. You know what I mean? Like it was like, I know that somebody else could do it, but I need to do it because I can't afford to do it, or I didn't think I could afford to do it. But the thing that we forget in that mindset entrepreneur that you need to grow with is this. What could you be doing if you weren't wasting your time doing that? And it's called an opportunity cost in business.
Oh.
So the opportunity cost of you holding tight and being, trying to be a master of everything, right? A jack of all trades instead of you're a master of nothing because you're too busy trying to juggle all these balls. But when are you going to sleep? When are you going to spend time with your kids? When are you going to study new things to keep it improving? Like if you're trying to do everything, you're a prisoner and you're prohibiting or restricting your own growth.
And what would one more sale a week, a month, a quarter make to you? It pays for that
hour of sleep. What even if it was just an hour a night of more sleep?
Yeah.
For your health, for your attitude, your creativity. I will tell you this. I know this to be 100% true. I can work like a dog more than most people, and I can go 24 hours, 3 days in a row and not sleep. I can do that. I know I can. But I'll tell you this, when I get 6 hours of sleep a night, I am far more creative. And so maybe I'm putting in more time, but definitely there's the law of diminishing
returns. There's a trade-off.
Right? Yeah, there's a law of diminishing returns at play here. When I work 22 hours that day, the next day I'm nowhere near as productive as I would have been if I had slept 1 more hour, 2 more hours, 3 more hours. You start giving me 5 hours a night, now I'm pretty creative. And I'm a little bit more bubbly and fun to be around. You know what I mean? So anyways, for people, just like what we were talking about with Ed, with you are what you eat, not how much necessarily you lift. If I'm bragging now about sleep, it's about how much I got, not about how much I didn't get. I'm not bragging about how much, I did myself. I'm talking about I've got 16 people that I use on my team. Now they're not employees. They're all 1099. Bowman Digital Media. I'm the only actual employee of Bowman Digital Media. Everybody else is a team member, but they're a 1099 team member. But I do that, and I'm excited every time I can offload anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I'm bragging about these days. Not how much I worked, but how much I didn't have to work. And not how much I did, but how much somebody did for me on my team. That's, to me, a better mentality, and it's a growth mentality. And I think entrepreneurs, if you really want to shift gears, that's the mindset that you have to kind of make that adjustment. Going from, I can do everything myself, but you shouldn't do everything yourself. And here's why. Because you'll get much further down the road. If you want to get there fast, do it alone. But if you want to get there better and have more success, the depth of the success is going to come with a team mindset, not a solo flyer.
You'll be a lot happier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Speed and agility, there's no doubt about it. Speed and agility come by doing it yourself. But you're gonna get a much deeper well with a pool of people working together.
Yeah. People won't. You're never going to find someone's going to do things exactly the way you do as a founder of a business. You won't. That's just the way it is, and that's why it's so important to try to, at least write down how you're doing something, and then let somebody else put their flair on it. And as long as the end result's there, let them go, man.
And let me tell you, sometimes these young guys,
oh yeah,
they do it better.
Yeah, wait.
You don't tell them how to do it. Sometimes you tell them what you want to accomplish, and you let them show you the new way of doing it. And you're like, I would have never used that app.
Yeah,
I would have never done it that way. But you know what? What you're doing is amazing.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Yeah, and you don't have to micromanage everything in life either. You know what I mean? All right, we're at time, so let's do this. This is the final thought for everybody, and we'll wrap it up. So Ryan, you last one on, first one out. Well, final thought for the show.
Hey, I always love these get-togethers with y'all. I mean, man, Vegas sounds good. But I don't know if I can pull that off after hanging out with you in Hawaii when you're here. It might not be it.
Oh, wait, no, I'll come to Hawaii for that rolling. Okay, that's it. The guy challenged me.
Hawaii, May 14th. May 14th. I'm going to be there a few days before May 14th and a few days after. I haven't solidified the schedule yet, but it's going to be probably like the 10th through the 17th.
We might just have to
turn this
have
fun
a couple birds, one stone. Meet Ira face to face, do some rolling. I'll bring my rusty old gi and everything with me.
There you go. I'll record it. I'm not getting on the mountain.
Dude, yeah, I got beat up on TV in front of my parents, man. I ain't worried about no Ryan Jackson, what he's gonna do to me. You can choke me. I don't care.
Well, you're both getting older, so there's that too.
Yeah, there'd be a little creaking in that.
If there's a defibrillator nearby, I'm ready.
I might have to record the day after you guys.
Yeah.
Like I'm shorter than you now, but I might be taller than you that day. I'm just saying.
I knew I had my last cage fight when the cat ran across my shins like 2 days later in the middle of the night. My shins were on fire. We traded like 21 leg kicks. And the cat walked across my shins a couple days later, and I thought all my nerves were gone at that point, and well, they weren't. That cat was the most
regenerating. Yeah. All right. Okay, Damon. Final thought for the show, brother, and thank you so much for coming on too. By the way,
just appreciate everyone that listens and comments here and does this stuff. But you know what? Go out and meet somebody new. I mean, your relationships that you're building online are the things that are going to help you in life and business. I can't tell you how many awesome people I've met that have helped me personally and professionally, and like this allow us to be able to just share good stuff.
Hey, and if you want more, Damon hosts, and in fact, I'm going to be on the show. He's got a podcast, Faces of Business, is what it's called. Yeah, so Faces of
Business.
He's
having you on there. He hasn't had me on there yet.
Well, you got to tell him you want to be on. I mean, he's not.
I had you on there a while ago, but yeah, we're going to get back to it, Mike.
I got punched a lot in the head by mean people like Ryan, so I tend to forget these things.
Yeah. I think it's March 24th, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
March 24th, we're on.
Yeah, it's a week after my birthday.
We'll be promoting that, I'm sure, as we get closer.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. All right. Mr. O'Connor.
Yes, sir.
Wrap it up, brother.
Well, I appreciate everyone coming out and saying hi. I hope everyone takes a look at the ServiceProfessionalsNetwork.com website. It's a great way to get yourself and your business out there. Go ahead and share whatever you want, whether it's something you would share on Twitter, something you would share on LinkedIn, something you would share on Medium. Whatever it is that you're sharing online, you can share it on SPN, and you'll probably get better results.
Check that out, bro. It's scrolling across
boom,
the box.
Boom, boom.
Hey, can you tell I've been practicing my my elevator
Right
pitch
there.
too?
You're getting it, bro. And it looks beautiful on the web too. It's not an app, but the mobile version looks beautiful. So you guys can use it on your phone or you can use it on the computer.
We're thinking May, June, somewhere in there for the app. He's got
but even with just the web, go to your browser on your phone and type in ServiceProfessionalsNetwork.com. It works great.
Yeah, I'm on it now.
You know, the only thing I can't do on the phone that I wrote blogs on my phone while taking a poop. I can't do the TikTok.
TMI. I'm just saying
the TikTok video. Well, I'm just saying you can.
Yeah, please don't make a TikTok video when you're pooping, please.
Yeah. That's just.
No, I'm saying you can't share the TikTok video on your phone that well. It doesn't pop up the preview. The TikTok on laptop. The preview,
but also don't make videos while you're pooping. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up by saying.
Sorry about that.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's funny actually. I'm gonna
say that follow.
We are live 2 times a week. We are live Thursdays and Mondays. So next, we're going to be on Mike's show. I don't know why I agreed to do it at 8 a.m. my time, but I did. So I'll honor it. Okay. 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's 6 in Hawaii in the morning, but Ryan is on because he's up. Military guys. They get up early. Okay. So it's 8 a.m. I will be a little bit less perky on that show.
I'll be a lot more perky because right now
I did on Mike's channel, right? So go to Mike O'Connor. Does it go to SPN too or no?
It does afterwards. Now, when you come onto these shows, it's not just on LinkedIn. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube, right?
Watch it on YouTube. It helps us out. Mike and I were talking about that. We need, and I actually was teaching this in San Diego this weekend, Ryan. We need. It's not number of views like YouTube, TikTok, those types of things. It's not just number of views. You know, if you go and you watch it for a minute, that helps us. But if you watch the whole thing or even let it run on a side monitor while you're doing something else, that helps us even more. The thing, if you're trying to monetize a channel or you're trying to make money with social media, with videos, it is not number of views that matters. It's the amount. Let me say it that way. It's the amount of view time.
Yeah, so, the minutes.
Yeah, help us out that way, guys. Whenever you see Mike and I, like right now, the show is live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Now, I know most of my following watches this on LinkedIn. I don't care who watches it on Facebook. Frankly, I hate Facebook, but I'm on it because some of my clients are. But YouTube, if you watch it on YouTube, that actually helps me out because I do, in full disclosure, I have a monetized YouTube account. So I get a little bit of money every month from my YouTube activity.
Well,
So
the point I was making, right, is that I am kind of an internet nerd and I really like to win, right? So if you come on to my show or to Ira's show or any of these shows that I'm on, he usually links Service Professionals Network into the description of his YouTube videos.
I do because I love serviceprofessionalsnetwork.com.
And win-win.
Yeah,
but
baby.
what I do is I go to this little website called Fiverr and I go to these other websites like Twitter and I go to Tumblr and I share these videos everywhere. And not only just share them one time, I share some of these videos hundreds, if not thousands of times across the internet. In fact, it's not uncommon for me to have some of these YouTube videos where we're all having these little chats put into 2,500 different blogs where people actually transcribe the whole conversation and they put their thoughts into it too. So, I mean, talk about visibility.
You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to talk about TikTok. And we're over time, so we're not gonna.
We can do that on Thursday.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about Instagram. We were talking about Instagram.
We were so pumped up about that too.
Yeah, and then I forgot all about it. So we'll have to do that on Thursday. But
that's why there's another show.
Yeah, if y'all want to learn how to use Instagram, I'm going to teach that a little bit next week or next show. Okay, so join the show on Thursday if you really want to know. I have 86,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, yours really pumped up.
You guys a little bit how I'm doing it, the strategy that goes behind it, what's important. I'm going to tell you this. It's actually the exact opposite of what I do on LinkedIn, because what it takes to grow on Instagram is exactly the opposite of what it takes to grow on LinkedIn. So I'll talk about that. If you have questions about Instagram.
I can't believe we skipped that.
I know.
That guy started talking about choking me out, and I lost all.
That's what it was, right?
Yeah,
That's what it was. But join the show on Thursday. Mike and I, you can remind us. But I will give you some Instagram tips on Thursday. How's it? That's a teaser. That's what we call a teaser.
I appreciate you guys.
And don't forget to join Faces of Business with me and Damon, March 24th. It's 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Pacific time, you bet. 3:05.
Yeah, so 6 p.m. Eastern. You can time.
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna turn on the music and get us the heck out of here. Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a great day. BowmanDigitalMedia.com